Time now for our digital download. New York Times writer Teddy Wayne went on a 7-day digital detox, largely unplugging from all his devices and apps to see if that would simplify his life.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? And that made those of us with multiple devices start thinking, should more of us go on a digital diet? And is that a realistic option in this Twitter age, Howard Kurtz?
Well, you know, it's an interesting experiment to give it up for a week, but it's totally unrealistic because you're expected to be available all the time now. Did you get my email? Did you get my text? Did you get my Twitter message? Did you hear about this thing that happened 15 minutes ago?
And don't you get annoyed when people don't respond to you?
Yeah.
So you're right. You are absolutely right. Now let's talk about what he did. He actually, 15 minutes a day is what he allotted himself to do. But a lot of people actually can link this kind of stuff to addiction. And they say that, oh,
That's
come
ridiculous.
on, no, it's not. You know, they say, oh, okay, are you more anxious when you're not texting? Well, do you text while you drive? A friend of mine, Matt Mendelson, texted or Facebooked a great photo from the beach. There's this beautiful beach and then 7 kids on a couch, all on a device.
Quoted in this New York Times story was consultant Mate Barron, who is an evangelist for this sort of thing, and says, the first thing I say is take the TV out of the home, read one newspaper a week. It's the same news repeated every day. Excuse me, that is moronic. It shows somebody who has no respect for news and information. And of course, then that person can say, well, you don't really need all these devices.
Well, okay, you can't do it, right? But there are a lot of people out there, and I can't do it, but there are a lot of people out there who, you know, probably could. Maybe their job doesn't rely on the news and they just have to look at the weather.
I'm all for taking a more moderate approach, and we don't have to be tethered to our devices all the time. And maybe multitasking is not so good, and we could be sitting around reading books and writing poems. But interesting quote in this piece, NYU's Clay Shirky saying that being on your device a lot, being on your phone is like secondhand smoke. If you're in a group of people, one person looks at the phone, it affects everyone sitting there. Right,
and people also say FOMO, fear of missing out on Facebook, and that happens. So there's a Pew Research Center study that we want to show you. Couples and technology. 25% have texted their partner when they're both home. And someone in the makeup room said, yes, her husband said, texted, hey, honey, can you bring me a beer?
That is so romantic.
Isn't that great? And 9% resolved an argument online or by text. They must not like to fight.
Well, it seems to me that, you know, maybe it's a good thing to resolve an argument because it kind of takes the emotion out of it, dials it down a little bit. But this notion that you're in the same house and you're sending each other texts, I'm sorry, that is weird.
You've never done that?
Maybe once or twice.
Okay, oh, come on. So you're just calling yourself weird. Give me a break.
But it does kind of underscore this wired world that we live in. And so to say, you know, I mean, how many times have you gone out and you forget your phone and you feel like, oh, no, I missed all these important emails.
Right.
So, you know, it was a nice gimmick for the New York Times. I really don't think it's terribly realistic.
I do. And I want to quote Bill Neal, who's one of my new Twitter followers. He says, enjoy every day to the fullest. And I think that if you're going to do that, you can't have your nose in your screen all day. No.
Give me that. Give me that.
No.
Taking it away.
No. But I'd love to continue this conversation online. You can follow me at Lauren Ashburn and read top Twitter talk.